6 ether, and 9 ether for clarification. All right. So this is the smack circle that I made for visuals. All right. So we got over here the start of scientific death going down. All right. So you see these numbers up here: 99, 198, 297, 396, 495, 594, and 693. All right. Listen to sound right cosmic reason. At the beginning of the universe and at this time on Earth, it's 99 elements. Ghost God Osiris is 3 ether at this time. After 6 million years, the 99 elements double to 198 elements. 4 ether, another 6 million years pass and it becomes 296 elements. 5 ether, another 6 million years pass and it becomes 396 elements. 6 ether, another 6 million years pass and becomes 495 elements. 7 ether, another 6 million years pass and becomes 594 elements. 8 ether, another 6 million passes becomes 693 elements. 9 ether, the planet and the whole sunniverse universe temperatures become hotter over all these millions of years and peaking at 9 ether before declining back toward 99 elements. So again, these elements double every 6 million years. 99 turn into 198. Another 6 million turn to 297. We talk about elements on the periodic table that they're not telling y'all about. Then 297 become 396 elements. 396 elements become 495 elements. 495 become 594 elements. And then 594 after 6 million years turn to 693 elements. And then as it go back 6 million years, 693 turn to 594, going down the left side to 396, 297, 4 ether, 193 ether coming down this side. All right. Listen to reason. Natural ether is creative fire. Fire of growth or destruction fire. See, fire or decay. It creates life and creates death. Ether produces life of life by origin and development called growth or increase in chemical. We know that chemicals are made or their root are elements. Elements are what creates the chemicals on a periodic chart. So here I will tell you there's an increase in chemical strength by organization and creates life or death by what? Decay or decrease in chemical strength by deterioration, disintegration. Again, this is what this is over here. The life of life, when people started it out, it started with 99. And it took 18 million years to get them up. All right, so this is very important because 9 ether has been a hot topic for some years now, because Alfred Uno introduced it in his writings, and Dwight York, aka Dr. Malachi Z. York, possessed Alfred Uno's writings in the 90s, and after he got ran out of Islam by Bilal Phillips' book called The Ansar Cult in America, he switched lanes and started putting out the Bible interpretation and nine ball stuff. And what he did was he called it the Right Knowledge series. So he would introduce 9 ether, 6 ether, and goes throughout the writings, but he could never explain what 9 ether and all that stuff really was. And he went into his book. He had the Holy Tablets he put out in 96 and then revised in 97. And he said in other places that 9 ether on Earth was 6 gases. And he named those gases. And I did a video breaking that down, and those gases are deadly. All right. Let's relook at what Mr. York said about the gases that's supposed to make up 9 ether. All right. This is the Holy Tablets, 1997 version. Excuse me. This is coming out of the Creation Tablet 1. Verse 16, 9 ether is the combination of all existing gases of nature. Nothing anywhere can be as powerful as all the existing gases on Earth. These gases are known as radon with an atomic number of 26, xenon with an atomic number of 54, krypton with an atomic number of 36, argon with an atomic number of 18, neon with an atomic number of 10, and helium with an atomic number of 2. These are also called the noble gas on the periodic or elemental chart or on the physical chart. Now, so according to York and his many misteachings dealing with non-ether, and then said there were beings, which they were, which the actual information where he clipped this stuff from and jumped over the pygmies who were not non-ether beings themselves by the time they got to 6 West, because the sun was changing energies, right, to get ready to bring in the human race and animals and all of that. So the chemicals that was changing in everything else, the orbs and the stars and the suns and all of that, the pygmy gods started changing too. So they started out at 7 ether, and then they started to change all the way up to 9 ether till they maxed to their best potential. Then after the 9-node cataclysm, they started declining right along with everything else. So by the time they got to 6 West, that's when they had already became 6 ether tar. So they were not 9 ether beings anymore. Okay, so the 9 ether being thing is thrown out of the way. They were 6 ether beings because they was changed chemically. And then when they procreated the first group of their descendants, those were 6 ether, right? And they was 6 ether for a few million years, because each section is 6 million years. So the first 6 million years or 6 ether lasted from 6 West to where it get to the next set of 6 million years, which is the 5 ether zone in book 2. And then from 5 ether to 4 ether, there's another 6 million years. And then at 6 million years, the third 6 million years, getting down into 4 ether, the last 6,000 years of the third section of 4 ether, 3 ether comes in with that last 6,000 years of evolution, where the Caucasian race pops up on the scene. So 6 ether lasted for the first 6 million years of evolution. It's nobody walking around here 6 ether, 4 ether, 5 ether, or 4 ether. You understand? We still kept a lot of us still kept our skin tone, but it didn't ghost eyes, because Leviathan is a ghosting type of energy. So everybody will be in the 3 ether form according to their gene structure. Some of us are still dark, right? We still got the carbon, right? But we're not, we will be considered white if you compared us to our ancestors, because they was dark because of the burning. The burning still was going. All right, so here, if we go by York's teachings, human beings, basically black people in general, should be composed of these gases, because he said that's what 9 ether is. All right, so let me stop screen sharing this, and let's look at this from a scientific standpoint, shall we? All right, let's go to screen sharing. All right, now look what it says. What are the elements in the human body? Right? And look, this is the human body. 62% water, 16% protein, 1% carbohydrates. Now you got oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, sodium, chlorine, magnesium, and other. Now, in Mr. York's Gases, the only thing, let me see. Let me go back real quick. Let me get the actual thing. Okay, so he said radon was one. Okay, radon is not on here. Xenon is not on here. Let me see what else we got. Krypton is not on here. So we got xenon is not there, krypton is not there, argon is not there, neon is not there, but helium is not there. So this is everybody. This is just the human body in general. So how can 9-ether, according to Mr. York's tablets, be correct? Because even the Caucasian don't have none of this stuff. This is the human being. So this showing you that something has changed from way back, but also for the most part that York was incorrect and he's making up stuff. He named elements that's not in the body. When you look up those other gas that York named, those are gas that's found in the earth, and uranium and stuff like that. Stuff that, like I told you, will kill you. These gases right here that's in the human body, you need oxygen. You can be given too much of a whole bunch of this stuff and take you out. But in its balanced state, you pretty much cool. But this is the problem when we have all these crazy type of people sitting out here just spewing information because we're in the deception zone. That's the actual reason. It's not that I'm confused about that. But I just wanted to make it be known that what people are thinking is correct information is not. Ain't nobody challenging them. And there's no need to challenge them, like, because we did all of that. This is, again, correcting things that have been said and is not true. All right, so I just wanted to drop that on you real quick before we get to the other stuff. And see y'all on the next one. True meet the columns of peace in war times.
And 9 cannot be 6 anywhere. 9 is going to be 9. The same way 6 can't be 9 anywhere. 6 is going to be 6. The same way 3 can't be 6 or 9 anywhere. It's going to be 3 wherever it is. And 9-ether in death turned to 6-ether. Then 6-ether, after so many gamma radiation or atomic decay, turns to 3-ether. So years and years of studying, and eventually inspiration and revelation comes in. This is what a lot of our so-called scholars today, or people that's learning information, they don't have inspiration and revelation. And if they do, a lot of time it's incorrect because it's a spirit that's giving them misinformation and twisting it. So what does this mean? It means that the nature books and the BIE tells you, spirit, we all have a personal spirit with us. That spirit can give you information, but you still need Noon and Nupu themselves to back check the information that you may be hearing in your head. The spirit don't always have to whisper something. It can implant it as a thought. And it can make you look and see something that you never did see before or didn't even think about it. That's how you know it's inspiration, revelation. But the second part is how can you find out if what it's saying is true or not? And so when I did the 9-ether thing and the 6, this is what I pull out of the nature books. He clearly states that 9-ether is a multiplication of, and I'm paraphrasing, of chemicals. There's an increase in chemicals. So when I used to read in the BIAE all the way up, it always kept saying 9 ether is a combination of all existing gases. And I'm like, and before I never really thought deep into it, it clicked. And I said, okay, what are the existing gases? It's 99. Those are the 99 gases that exist. So I said, okay, so I said, well, we know that 9 ether isn't here because it tells you that when 9 ether is present, the oceans are of a different color. The sky is purple, not blue. It's more heat on the planet. You understand? And human beings are not around. The pygmy gods and goddesses are around. So I'm like, okay, so these elements we seeing today are the residue of what 9 ether was. That's why we used to get into it with Nawapians and Sabians all the time. And they kept saying 9 ether, and they said, no, that's not 9 ether. They kept saying 9 ether exists. The book, in certain cases, tell you that it tells you 9 ether is here. But chemically, it is not here. Right? The residue of 9 ether turned into what you see on the periodic table. So the energy, the 9 mind, right, Nupu or the brain newts, they already 9. The gases are so small that you can't detect them. But when 9 ether starts gaining strength, right? When you go back to the diagram, it takes 6 million years intervals for that stuff to jump up. So right now we're at 99. You have to go to 4 ether, 6 million years, then 99 turns into 198 because it doubles 99 every time. So that is the chemical strength that Nupu has to bring the elements from 99. And that's how you know. Also, he'll tell you that if the universe is on the way out, the 99 would not be to generate above. What does that mean? It means that mankind will notice that the elements will start to disintegrate, meaning 99 will become 98, 97, 96, 94. You see, that's the countdown. If you read the 9-ball, it has the same circle, right, without all this other stuff, and it has a tail that doesn't continue to go up the right side. It goes down, and it goes from 3 ether, 2 ether, 1 ether, out, 0.
This is the wheel of time and existence, that is time and the many changes that time produces in matter exist in a circle. How we determine the right combination of numbers to use on the circle is that all the digits must be single and consecutive and must add up to 9. 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 equals 72, and 7 plus 2 equals 9. And the digits must divide the circle in 12 equal parts like the zodiac, because the digits 1 and 2 are left out in order for the circle to add up to 9. A circle must add up to 9 because a perfect circle is 9 by nature. Evolution starts at 6 on the left side of the circle of time and goes counterclockwise through 5, 4, and ends in 3. 6 pushes the circle down on the left side, and 9 pulls it up on the right as determined by this drawing.
That means everything in existence is about to go. So because Nupu is here, it's keeping the elements from dropping past 99. You understand? So this is what 9, 6, and 3 ether is. And none of York's followers knew that. And so this is why it has to be repeated over and over. And this is how Samurai Reason is proving who they sent. Afro Una was sent with this 9 ether information, not York. York did what negative spirits in human form do. They steal, they intercept, and they mix and match the information to trick the black folks and other people who need this knowledge. That's why he's in jail, because of the 6 ether, 3 ether ghost activities he was doing. And York dressed up as Osiris on the land in 1997. But we was too mentally dumb. We didn't know what was going on. So once I broke away from all of that and started reading the BIAE in the form that it's in, it tells you Osiris is a negative. So anybody, York and otherwise, who around here bigging up Osiris as if Osiris is a god or deity of life and that he cares about human beings, is a lie. Osiris is behind all of the pedophilia and sex trafficking and kids being kidnapped and killed for blood purposes. Hollywood, politicians, Epstein Island and other islands they trying to hide, all are predicated upon the worship of Osiris and Isis. Outside of religion. Inside of religion, you're worshiping Osiris as Christ, which is ghost, and Isis is worshiped as Mary. In other religions, as the mother of Jesus, they worship Mary. So Isis is still there hiding. So these things is the chemical part that nobody amongst us knows about. And your scientist is not going to tell you that adding elements together creates life. But they know that by messing with CERN. They know about messing with the atoms and elements. They not in there they know that splitting the atom or separating it, creating a more deadlier one, because they're dealing with decay. Because their race and their nature is about decaying, is why they creating man-made elements that are going downward. But if they was to multiply a bunch of those elements that's still here, the temperature gets so hot they wouldn't be able to deal with it. Because life is a burning. Death is the opposite of a burning. And since they don't have the melanin processes that was shut off when their parents were ghost out from the Indian race, it's why they do stuff that's what? Cold. Cruel. The laws they create are cold and cruel. The laws they create are deadly to other people. Wherever they go, it's death in desert when it's not something that came from where they were from originally. When they spread out like Dracula. When you look at the way they went around in the world, they destroy and vampire. That's what happened in England. After the Industrial Revolution, they was pretty much running out of resources. So they created what? The Berlin Conference. And they said, we got to go to Africa because they got some stuff we need. Just like what Dracula would do. In the movie, you see Dracula. It used to be back in the day, all of the movies, they was over there in Transylvania. But because Dracula done ate up everything in the movies, now they make movies of Dracula got to get put dirt in his casket, trick somebody to come get him, put him on a boat, and then take him around the world to eat everybody else's stuff. So the Caucasian as a race, as the Bible interpretation states, is a vampire people. And Africa is saying no more blood sucking.